Hey guys, welcome to my home. In this video, I'm going to give you an up-close look at my garage and my entire detailing setup, including all the tools and the products that I use to detail vehicles in here. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Alright, so before we jump into things here, please just take a quick second and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've got the bell turned on, that way you don't miss any of the future videos that I put out. And yeah, just as some background info, we custom built this house about 3 years ago, which allowed me the opportunity to put some things in that were super important from a detailing perspective. So it really just allowed me to custom build this garage to exactly the way that I wanted it. So I figured we'd start this video off by going to the floor here, working our way up. So what you're looking at here is a fully customizable epoxy-based flooring system. It's from a company called U-Coated out of the States, and basically how this works is you pick your base coat, so I picked gray, you pick the color of your flakes if you want the flakes added in, and then it's all topped with a high gloss finish which offers great chemical resistance, which is perfect for in a detailer's garage. It's also got a non-slip surface to it. And really overall, this whole floor coating system just makes the garage look incredible. So moving on to the floor drains here, and as you can imagine, these are used to drain water out of the garage. And it's basically it's an awesome thing to have. Is up here in Canada during our winters, all the snow that comes in on the vehicles when we bring them into the garage is going to melt, and then it actually has somewhere to go and get out of the garage. But not only that, having these floor drains in here allows me to wash and detail vehicles in here all winter long because the garage is also heated, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so moving on to the cupboards here, and you guys can see these give me ample storage space for all of my products and tools. Looking at the big one here, this is where I've got my car wash soap, my foam cannon, a bunch of chemicals that I have in concentrate, like my glass cleaner, my wheel and tire cleaner, tire shine. I've got some clay bars that I use, some synthetic paint sealant. Moving up a shelf, I've got a whole bunch of different polishes and compounds that I use for paint correcting. Got some more chemical in concentrate here, like my all-purpose cleaner, and back there we've got some leather cleaner and conditioner. Moving up another shelf, I've got my Flex paint correction light, got some ceramic coatings, some Greer's Garage paint cleaner that I use to clean the paint before applying a ceramic coating. Moving on to the next one here, and this is where I have all of my spray bottles filled with all the products that I use during a detail here. So things like my wheel and tire cleaner, Aerospace 303, my favorite, all-purpose cleaner, some Car Pro Reload, got some leather cleaner conditioner in there, we've got some bug remover, carpet solution, all that kind of stuff. Basically everything that I use and need to be able to quick access to during a detail. Okay, so moving on to the drawers now. And so this is where I keep my Greer's Garage 6-inch dual action polisher. I've got all kinds of foam pads in here, from heavy cut pads to light cut. Got some finishing pads that I use for wax. Got my microfiber cutting discs that I use for paint correction. These things are awesome. Got my bunch of different microfiber applicator pads. I use these to apply Aerospace 303 throughout the interior or a tire shine. And I've also got my black nitrile gloves that I wear when I'm detailing to keep my hands nice and safe from all the chemicals that I use. All right, moving on. And this is the fun drawer, guys. This is where all my microfiber towels are, all my wash mitts. Still smells good. All right, this is my microfiber drying towel, super plush, love this thing. So I've kind of got this drawer organized in terms of these are my high quality microfiber towels that I use just on paint. They don't touch anything else. They're primarily from the Rag Company. Then all the other towels in here I have, these yellow ones are mostly Kirkland brand from Costco, and they're perfect for all the non-painted surfaces around the vehicle in the interior, door jambs, wheels and tires, that sort of thing. Then I've got my waffle weave towel that I use for cleaning glass. That works really good. And if you guys have ever wondered how to clean your microfiber towels and how to care for them, it's really simple. You can do it at home, wash them at home. You just need to be using a detergent that is free of any dyes or perfumes. So think like Tide Free and Clear is a really good one. That's the one that I use. And just make sure that you wash and dry them on a really low heat, because if you use any amount of heat on them, you will actually melt the fibers together and you'll kind of ruin those towels. So really easy to care for. All right, moving on to another drawer here, and this one is where I keep all of my brushes. I've got tons of them in here. I've got my fender brush, brushes for wheel faces, brushes in my detail brush for inside the barrels of the rims, my tire brush, this is my carpet upholstery brush, this is my horsehair brush that I use for cleaning leather, and then my smaller detail brushes that I kind of use all over the vehicle, inside and out. And then my drill brush attachments here, so you know, a couple different sizes of drill brushes, and these work great. I use them when I'm you know, cleaning carpets and for agitating the solution in the carpets. These were, I think, under 20 bucks, and they work really well. Okay, so staying on the lines of carpet cleaning, and you guys have probably seen me use this machine a few times, and this is my Bissell Spot Clean Professional carpet extractor. I use this to extract all the dirt out of the carpets, all the solution, and absolutely love this machine. It's super high quality. It's got a ton of suction power, so I would highly recommend that you guys check this thing out if you're at all interested. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too big to actually fit in any of my drawers, so I'm just kind of storing it in the box for now, but yeah, love this machine. Okay, moving on to the next drawer here, and this is where I keep my McCulloch MC1375 steam system and all the various attachments that this unit comes with. I've got my distilled water there, which you need to use distilled water in order to make sure that you can, you know, keep this thing working for a long time. And so you guys have probably seen me use this steamer all over the entire vehicle. It's one of my, my favorite tools that I have. I've used it, all over the entire interior, door jambs, engine bay. Super versatile tool. It comes with all kinds of attachments, and yeah, this McCulloch steamer is just an awesome little machine. And now in this drawer, this is where I keep my vacuum hose. And I know a lot of you guys have been pretty shocked at the fact that I can actually plug this into my house like this. So I'll show you guys how that works, in a few minutes. But now here's my counter. This is a custom-made counter made out of 1/8" steel plate. It's painted with Trendclad, just kind of make it look a little better. You guys can obviously see I've also got a sink in the counter here, and this is great to be able to fill my wash buckets up with either hot or cold water as needed. I can wash all of my detail brushes out after I finish a detail or polish or my polishing pads. And then looking under the sink here, so what I did here is I plumbed this extra tap to hook up my garden hose, and then that runs out to my pressure washer. I've got hot and cold water on this tap, and so right now kind of what I'm doing is just coiling up my hose once I'm finished. But I'd like to get a hose reel under here, but I guess for now this is kind of worked all right. So yeah, I think it's time to head down to the basement. I'll show you guys the vacuum and a couple other cool things. All right, so we're down here in my mechanical room now, and since we were just talking about water, I figured I'd show you guys one of the most important pieces of equipment that I have, and that is my water softener. And so what this does, obviously, is takes in the hard water that comes into the house and removes all of the minerals like the magnesium and the calcium, so that the water that comes out that I wash vehicles with is soft water, and basically eliminates the risk of having any hard water spots on a vehicle. Moving on, and here's what you guys have been waiting for. This is my vacuum. I know you guys have been curious about how this is kind of all set up. So basically this is my vacuum vacuum, and it's called a central vac here in Canada. And basically how this thing works is we have vacuum piping that runs throughout the house to an inlet on each floor of the house, and then we have one out in the garage too, obviously. So basically you plug the hose in, there's a metal ring around the hose that completes the electrical circuit and ultimately turns the vacuum on. Typically you'll find these installed in the basement or sometimes out in the garage. For obvious reasons, I didn't want it out in the garage. It would have been really noisy. So yeah, it's definitely super convenient to have. Yeah. Okay guys, so moving on here, and this is one of my absolute favorite things that I have in our house, and what this is my whole house audio system. It's from a company called Home Theater Direct, or HTD. They're based out of Plano, Texas in the States. And basically what this is a 6-zone audio system. I have speakers running throughout the house, and this allows me to basically listen to up to 6 different audio sources simultaneously in any zone that I want. So while I'm out in the garage detailing vehicles and making these videos, I'm always listening to music. It's usually country, sometimes pop, but usually country. So when we had this house built, and when it was all framed, I came in here and ran all of the speaker wire throughout the house, all of the Cat 6 cable to all the keypads. And then when we moved in, installed the speakers, hooked everything up, and yeah, like I said, basically I've got a 6-zone system, but these are expandable to up to 12 zones. You can also daisy chain even more together if you want, and then it's all controlled seamlessly from an app on my phone. Absolutely love having this in the house. I really don't think I could live without it. Not even sure if I've had it off for more than a few minutes since we moved in 3.5 years ago. So yeah, if you guys want to find out anything more about this or any of the other products or things that I've mentioned, like my vacuum, I'm gonna link to the websites of all of those companies, and then also give you guys all the links to all the products and tools that I use in all my videos down in the description. Yeah, I think that does it for the basement, so let's head back out to the garage, and I've got a couple more cool things to show you. Alright, so we're back out in the garage, and I'll show you guys the other cabinets that I have. So these are Gladiator cabinets that are mounted on this gear track system, which really helps to keep all the stuff that I've got in the garage here nicely organized. In this cabinet, got a few more of the things that I use regularly. I've got my Aerospace 303. I've got my all-in-one cleaner wax down here on this shelf. It's actually some of the detailing products that I used to use kind of over a decade ago when I was kind of just getting into detailing and doing all my waxing and polishing by hand. These are kind of some of the things I have and just leftovers. I'm not sure what to do with anymore, but I can't bring myself to throw them out. So yeah, moving on. This is my Craftsman air compressor, and so I use this to blow out the crevices. When I'm drying a vehicle, we get the water out of the crevices so we don't have any drips later on. It is a 20-gallon compressor that runs at 3.9 cubic feet per minute at 90 psi. So it's got plenty of capacity, plenty of power. Works really good. Moving on here, guys. Got a couple of my wash buckets here. One for wash, one for rinsing. I use the 2-bucket method, and then I have these grit guards that go in the bottom of each bucket to basically just help the dirt settle in there and keep it from ending up on the paint when we're washing the vehicle. Over here is a fridge, nicely stocked with some Gatorades to keep me hydrated while I'm detailing, and then some adult beverages to enjoy when I'm done. And then here, this is my pressure washer. This is a Honda GC 160 engine that puts out 5 horsepower. This is obviously a critical tool for a detailer to have, so I've kept this thing well maintained. It is roughly, I think about 15 years old, but it's still running strong, and yeah, definitely gets the job done. Love this machine. All right, so moving on here, guys. This is my natural gas forced air unit heater. It's an Allied LF24 heater, and it puts out about 45,000 BTUs. So it's, you know, perfect, you know, to heat a 3-car garage in the winter. Yeah, so like I had said, so when we built this house, you know, 3.5 years ago, I knew that I was going to need this garage super well lit. So I had the opportunity to go with fluorescent lighting here. I went with six fixtures with 4 T8 bulbs in each. Gives me about 60,000 lumens of light in here. It's super bright. Absolutely love it. It's perfect for detailing in the garage, for doing any paint correction. I can see basically everything that I need to see. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and coming into my home on this tour here. If you guys have any questions about any of the products or anything that you saw in the video, make sure you leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer those for you. But just before we wrap up, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that. You hit the bell. That way you don't miss any of my future videos. I do have some super dirty vehicles coming in here soon. I know you guys aren't going to want to miss those. So yeah, with all that said, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good.